So Kanungo, the power from the west, achaka chaka, wachaka chaka. So those are the things that I got to know. Kwamba, everybody's proud of their culture wherever they come from, and at times we just need to break the monotony of things. We did shortly, and here we are. So this afternoon again, I invite Mr. Blare so that he can take us through the next session, and thereafter it will be Mr. BK, then thereafter it will be Mr. Albert, then we will close the day.
Good afternoon. Well, I know it's a very difficult task to speak in the afternoon. People are hungry, people are full, people just want to go put their legs in the pool and walk by the beach and enjoy the beauty of Mombasa. But for the few minutes, I will not take long this session because I know we are far behind time. Because what I'm doing right now should, according to the program, maybe be in about between 1 and 1:45. So time is fast spent. So I'll take the shortest time possible, Madam President. And I do believe tomorrow we'll start on time. How many are promising to come on time tomorrow? We have realized if you want to finish on time, you have to come on time. So because of that, I will be very, very brief. And that's leadership development. Or should I take, Madam President, should I, okay, there's leadership. Tomorrow I'm doing prospects and getting people started. So should I do the easier one, the tech? So I do the easier one, then we'll do the development tomorrow. Is that okay? So how to prospect, how to get new people started, and a little bit on some of the things you need to do. How many are active even on social media, if I may ask? Not active just by being active, but active with the right things. If I may ask if, I know we were live today on social media, and just let's be honest, how many of you shared the broadcast? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so some did not share. How many are on social media? I'm sure all of us, right? So there are people who did not share. But we have agreed because you're a family, we'll be doing things as a team. When we are on, everybody shares, whether you have 1 follower or 1 million followers, isn't it? Just like a car or a machine, if one wheel is not there, it doesn't matter how new the other 3 wheels are. Everybody is important. Or you may have all the wheels, DVD, leather seats and everything, but the ignition is not working. As small as it is, the car will not move, isn't it? So I think all of us need to realize we are a team. That is just a bonus. I wasn't going to speak about that. It's not my topic. But I think it's just very important that we work. A colleague? No. By who? Nakaletua 540 shillings. You mean you're bringing a judge to network marketing? Today, look at them. Isn't it? How many can say a judge is your downline? Only one. You understand? So, you are immediate. The moment I joined, I took a pen and a paper. And I wrote the names of people who must join, will join. In fact, I have some coming on Friday who are ready to join. Wakishaskia wata join. So you must have that list first and foremost. And then start reaching out to them. And the people you are close to, you say, okay, fine, this one is Robert. If I bring Robert here, his network is this kind of people. Like, for example, what I plan to do. There are people I will call for a meeting in Nairobi. Bring them somewhere in a hotel. Tell them I will invest and buy you tea and some snacks. And then invite Madam President to come and speak to them. Because mimi nitaanza hapa and confuse vitu. Oh, Mr. Albert, isn't it? Are we together so far? So because I know I may not as yet have the nitty-gritty not the way you're drawing those things. I'll just gather them and say, okay, fine, listen. And then whoever joins, sini wangu. Eh? Isn't it? Hello? You know, I was talking to my tumekaa na yetu kikula kwa wapi. We were having lunch. And he's been in this thing for long. And he says, when they started, Madam President would tell him, join. Akienda Juba narudi, join. Then alikuwa hivi kidogo for 3 years. Now he's happy he joined. Do exhaust your inner circle, the potential. Exhaust. Look at the 100 are within your reach. Through who? One person. But when you get to these people, let me give you some techniques, and maybe some of you have lost people because of 1 or 2 small things. Remember, every time you talk to somebody about network marketing, the chances are, based on what they have experienced before as a citizenry, will be negative. True or true? True or true? Hiyo mambo hapana. Sijui Organo Gold walikuja. I bought Organo Gold. Nilizikunywa zote kwa nyumba yangu. I never sold any. I drank all of them. Wageni wanakuja na wapatia. And I spent $1,200 to get into that level. Yes. Walikuja Serena, Intercon. And they gave. 1,200. $1,200. So it was about 120,000. We, nilikunywa hizo vitu. Nikakunywa, nikapatiana. Then there was another one that came. Wish you were here. I'm setting up a foundation for what I'm about to tell you. World Ventures, they were called. Wish you were here came. People went on holidays. Yes, until somebody I know went on holiday. Walipofika kaambiwa, nyinyi ni watu wa very free. You are not allowed to be in the pool when the paid guests are here. Yes, wambo nyinyi mmekuja na very cheap level. So at this time, please do not fill the pool. It made sense. When they were putting wish you were here, other guests were never there. Ilikuwa tu ni hao peke yao. And I'm not saying it's bad because some people benefited. But you understanding what I'm saying? So now when you go to talk to somebody, you may first face resistance. If my mother, to be honest, Madam Mukami Mbogo called and says, listen, there's this product, send your mother, If I did not see the manifestation, I may have been negative. But the beauty is, before my mom went, I experienced Madam President at 680 Hotel. I was like, wow, she spoke very well. The one thing I liked about her, I remember very well, I was the guest speaker, I was the preacher, and she was given 5 minutes. She took less than 4 minutes. Nikasema, this one is a serious person. We were talked to about time management and such small things. So now, if you get to somebody, you will get resistance. So we know we will get resistance. But the mistake we do, because we believe in the product so much, when somebody is being resistant, we want to correct them immediately. No. You don't understand. No, never do that. In fact, when somebody is saying something and you know they are wrong, never shake your head like this. Always do this. Like, you understand what they're saying. You know at the back of your mind they are wrong. But yes, okay, you know these things ni mbaya. Then when they're done, you're like, I understand what you are saying, but please allow me to explain to you. Because non-verbal communication was not negative from you, then they are willing to listen to what you have to say. So never do this. Because, yes, and some are very wrong. Hizo vitu hazifanyi kazi, but you know they work. But you're like, already, non-verbally, you have made that person reject you. And that could be somebody who will grow in this company. So you nod your head. Never interrupt. Of course, unless it's too much. Nod your head. It's okay, fine. Sir, madam, I understand. In fact, I really do understand. We have had that kind of sentiment from many other people. But please, if you may just give me 5 minutes and allow me to explain. And hear me. Always have these things ready. I remember I came to Madam President and we were Daktari at the office, your office. They went straight to the point. Tell me what I want to hear, how it will benefit me, and what I need. If you are given a CEO today, a CEO. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say you go to Honorable Justice's office and his wife is not in BF Suma. You go to a judge's office, you do not have 10 minutes. You have to capture him in 5 minutes. But sometimes you may go say, oh, I like your hair. Oh, that weave is very nice. Is it Brazilian? And maybe it's synthetic. Oh, sijui nini. Oh, you know, you are wasting time. Go straight to the point. Compliment somebody and say, in fact, I love your skin, but I have something that will make your skin even look better. You understand what I'm saying? Or you go to a former athlete, there's some things that will help your bones. It goes to the DNA system. It starts working from inside. Tell me what I want to hear. Don't come and tell me as a man, especially a Lukuya man, about how my skin will glow. Me, I don't want to hear that. Me, I want to hear how I look younger, how I look stronger. But so concentrate on some things that I want to hear. So you know how to chop and change without losing focus of what you're trying to tell them. Isn't it? Are we together? Allow me, Honorable Judge, to use justice. You go to Honorable Justice. Even some of the jokes you crack must be intellectual. You cannot ask God to allow you to enter the palace and you do not understand the language of the king. No, that's not for the palace. It doesn't matter what you have, but your language has already disqualified you. You understand what I'm saying? But when you go to other people, you get me? So look at where you are going, understand. That is why it's important to be well read. Huh? Imagine you might go to an office and you convince somebody, then they just ask you one question about the economy of the country. You have no clue. Don't even know what is BBI. Like if I ask you right now, which county government has approved number 1? No? Today. Do you have a clue? I was in the seminar, but I know. It was approved about 2 hours ago. So imagine if you go to Governor Joho's office and he tells you, these are my 10 CECs, speak to them. And then you tell them, I know it's a lot of work. You politicians are always in the sun. You are a lot of, the stress level. So there is this product. And I know BBI is going to take a lot of your time. Like you see, Kirinyaga has already approved it. Oh, they'll be like, oh, this is somebody we can listen to. And then I've noticed Governor Joho has lost some weight. You see how you look lean and slim. Now I'll give you a product to strengthen your bones. You have the main message, right? If I'm selling soda, the way I'll sell soda at White Sands and in the kiosk are different. But it's the same product. Isn't it? Isn't it? So please carry yourself like that. Some of you must go to these big offices. On phone, let me ask you a question. If I call your phone, what is your callback tone? Nobody will give you business. Nobody will give you business. Serikali, saidia, you will not get business. I kid you not. Hey, serikali saidia, already that's a poverty-laden statement. If I come on your social media, what is your name on social media? We were told how this lady was saying the way BF Suma has helped, lakini skati imefanya nini? What is your name on social media? We know you're Trufosa Nyongesa, but you're Beyonce on social media. You are Denzel Washington and you're Daniel Otieno. Don't lack identity. And if I come on your social media, to be honest, will I see any DNA of BF Suma? Will I? And if I do, is it connected with some, you are tagging gossips? Sujui, there is tea. Tea has been served and it's not tea, but gossip. Will not take you seriously, isn't it? Isn't it? And you are trying to convince somebody they have the earning capacity, potential to make millions of shillings. Are we together? Are we together? So some of the prospects will come because of how you have branded yourself. You have done what? Branded yourself. Please, if you are Trufosa, be Trufosa. Don't be Beyonce. Don't be Kamala Harris. You are not. Are we together so far? Are we together so far? So understand the language of the king when you go to the palace. If you have an elevator pitch, you are with the president and he's going on 4th floor, you are coming out on 2nd floor. What will you tell him? You must be the #1 marketing agent of BF Suma. On your social media, on your WhatsApp statuses, everything. Because I'm telling you, your children, for me, my daughter will thank God. When I heard Judge Honorable saying, I thank God for my wife. What would I do? What would I be doing if she had not registered me? That is the importance of marrying wives and not knives. Yeah. Some men married knives, they were standing like this, then by the time 3 years in marriage, they're walking like this. And even some women married some men who just made life go. Yes. Man, I'm a counselor. If I tell you some of the things women go through, maybe even some of you here are just here by the grace of God. In fact, it's a break from being beaten. You understand what I'm saying? Make money in those kosewe shima pia wewe sasa. Man, I know what you women go through. That's a story for another day. You are smiling, you have put heavy makeup, but it's not the makeup. It's the tears at night you do not sleep. You've been abused, you're dealing with slay queens and whatever queens. There's silence. And may God remember you if you're going through that. So next time you have your house, you'll be taking a break. When slay queens are disturbing you, you come to your house in Nyali. When you check like this, is Madam President your neighbor. You check the other side, it is Joho your neighbor. You go in front, it is Sonko your neighbor. You turn this side, it is Robert Burale your neighbor. You turn this, what are you talking about? Si atu kuna stress kwa nyumba unakimbia kwa mama yako. No! The squeeze of that wanasema ukipigwa rudi kwako, hakuna kitandako hapa. If you're a parent, never do that to your daughter. You beat my daughter, I will deny you oxygen. I will deny you oxygen. What are you talking about? Somebody's daughter me I cannot beat. Kweka mkono, siwezi. I will not plant that seed for my daughter to be beaten. You understand what I'm saying? Hallelujah. No, hallelujah. So if somebody, for example, is selling a product to me, what is the first thing you tell me? I'm a pastor, I'm an actor, aspiring president, movie producer. Yes. What would somebody sell to me first? No, in as far as BF Suma is concerned, I am single, waiting to be married. What? It's the coffee. It's a what? The what? The coffee. That one, X double X power, yote to the power of 7. It is fine. Now, what would happen? That is what would capture me first. Isn't it? But why would you tell me that? Tell me. That's why I say knowledge is power. You look at me, I am over 40, right? Come with knowledge. You know, the biological clock of a man starts going down at 40. The biological clock, and that's true, at 40. And for a woman starts going up from 39. So you tell me, you know, Mr. Burale, you're a pastor and you'll get married. So I care about you, sir. And then you say, amen. I say, amen. Now I'm already on your side. And then you say, you know, this is when I study biology, this is what happens to a man. But don't worry, we do have a product. And this product will give you strength and in anticipation because you're a man of faith. And then you quote a scripture. By faith, the elders obtained a good report. That one, I'm already buying. And you say, there's this product. You call it what coffee? Booster. X power. And then you say, this one, X power. Hallelujah. And then you say, X power would do this for you. I'm in a group called Muscles, and that gentleman has spoken to us in one of our meetings. And when I sit down, I'll talk about X power. Madam, I will show you the responses we will get. We are 256 men in that group. Yes. When I say X power, you will see, and I will make sure I show you the responses. They'll be like, oh, we need. And there, we have a governor. We have a CS in that group. We have Suji Watt in that group. We have a CEO in that group. We have like 10 pastors in that group. So you can imagine, you will have politicians, you will have pastors, you will have CEOs. Why would I not own a home in Nyali? Why not? Isn't it? Why not? Why not? Do you know I saw your cars? Kawivu kaliniguza. Kawivu kaliniguza. But the Bible says, my expectation shall not be cut short. Hizo gari tutapeleka. Justice, sir. I shall drive those cars. Now I'm going to ask a question. 5 minutes. I will not take long. 5 minutes. I'm going to ask a question. How many have 10 more prospects? 10 listed. 10. Prospect to sign up. You might put them under other people and whatever. 10 at least. 10. And of the 10 that you have, how many can confidently say they will get 7? 5? 5. The moment you hit half, you're a success. Because then those 5 will bring other people. Let me tell you, it's like gossip. We're now turning it to a positive side. Oh, have you heard? No, I didn't hear, but tell me more. And then they go to another one. Have you heard? No, I didn't hear. Tell me more. And then that one goes to a whole group. Kilimani Moms. Have you heard? And then 80,000 people have heard. And then somebody else goes to Nairobi Chit Chat. Have you heard? Isn't it? Why can't we turn that around and use it to our own good? Why can't we do that? Man, I trended Madam President for 1 week when I was in Nairobi Hospital. 1 week. I must be the president of this country. If I dealt with national demons, I am telling you I better be the president. Daktari, imagine being gossiped for 1 week, trending at number 1. Now some people will never call me my name. They call me Murathe. I did a video. Let me give you the background because some of you are too innocent. You don't know these things. I did a video when I was tested positive of COVID. And I did a video from the observation room. In there, I still had my hat and my glasses, which are photochromatic glasses. People thought they were shades. And I had my casual t-shirt. So I did a video on my Instagram, not to post, but I didn't know somebody was screen recording. And the next day, it is all over. Then one blogger with a creative mind just said, how can this man be in ICU with his glasses, shades, kofia, and a t-shirt? I never said I was in the ICU. From then on, another blogger picked it. And another one picked it. If there's a woman I rejected, they also picked it. If there's a man who was rejected by a woman they wanted, they also picked it. My doctor came the next day telling me, besides treating you, we think we need to get you a psychiatrist. I said, why? We think this stress will finish you. I said, it's fine. 1 week. Another blog on day number 2, Madam President wrote, Burale exclusive. I have it on my phone. Burale says he does not know what devil entered his head and lied to Kenyans. I didn't say that. I will speak. So you understand how information travels, and I would urge you to use it for your own good. Are we together? And all this was happening. And my only worry was my daughter. And she went and opened a Twitter account to fight for me until the mother discovered. And I told her, never fight those battles. You can never win. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Young man put pipes straw. Then they call it the Robert Burale challenge. Sadly, that man died. I'll show you all this in my office. Another lady wrote, I will only believe there is corona if Robert Burale dies. 3 days after that post, she posted a photo of herself in hospital for corona. 7 days after that, she died. My story was in DSTV 2 weeks ago. Sorry to say this, another bishop. This guy has no corona. Ni pesa natafuta na amepatwa na serikali. The same bishop died of corona. But I trended for a week. I mean, even the president does not trend for a week. Number one. Let me tell you something, and God is my witness, Madam President. I knew the day you'll put the poster, you'll get some messages. I tell anybody who invites me, the moment you put my photo, be ready. I said, everybody I tell, be ready. You will be told crazy things. Huyu anakuja kuuza nini? Huyu ataongelesha. Huyu alisema kuna corona. He's just rich because he was given money by the government. You'll hear everything. And I'll make sure everybody gets a copy of my first book. It is called Mask Off, From the Strip Club to the Pulpit. Now that 20 million I will make. Wacha waseme hiyo gari nimenunua na pesa ya corona. So that's how news travels. What am I trying to say? Why can't you use the same medium to pass the right message? And in turn, through you, lives will be changed and your bank account will swell up. Because I know maybe even some of you here gossiped me. You understand what I'm saying? Muradhi amefika. Muradhi amekaa. Ndio huyo. I was invited to speak somewhere. And that client said, whatever he asks for, pay him. All right? Whatever he asks for, pay him. I charge a lot of money to speak, I'll be honest. I said, they haven't bargained. When I went to speak, and I'm looking at this gentleman, and he looks very familiar. But I speak anyway. And then he was giving the vote of thanks and he said, remember when we wanted him, he says, you and you stand in my presence. Weren't you the ones who said he faked corona? Aliwasimamisha. Then he asked me, Mr. Burale, I said, yes. Do you remember the day you left hospital? There's a gentleman who came from the ICU and you prayed for him. It was me, that gentleman. You see how things turn around. He did not tell them while they were telling him not to invite me. He kept quiet and waited for the opportunity. One of the gentlemen came almost on his knees, saying, forgive me. I said, it's okay. You need to forgive yourself and stop gossiping people. So what am I saying? Use this social media space. It has hurt people, but it can make you happy. But also be thick-skinned. If you're not thick-skinned, you will die. Meaning, huh? You will get rivals who will come and make funny comments about PF Suma. You will get some jilted people who left, will try and make funny comments. Isn't it? Some will be sponsored by other companies. Keep the focus. Keep the what? Because if you focus on the naysayers, you will miss on the ones who are walking towards you, who are potential PF Suma members. True or true? True or true? So please read hard. Read. I know we have some believers here. Don't just read the Bible. Get more information beyond the Bible. So that when you talk to people, when they're talking about football, you can make a comment. When they talk about governance, you can comment. When they talk about law, you can comment. When they talk about American election, you can comment. Biden, who is Biden? You understand what I'm saying? You will lose it. You can't tell me you make millions and you have a big screen TV and you don't know who Biden is. When they talk about Murad, they say, Murad wacha. Tuko BF Suma. Are we together? There are people around you who must be joining, but they have not joined because you have not approached them. And guess what? They are waiting for you. If I join, okay, I've joined. My daughter, but my daughter's mother has already joined. So, nimechukua mtoto wangu. Nimechukua watu wengine. Even the women who like my posts, hoping I may say yes to them, they will follow me as I follow BF Suma. Isn't it? Isn't it? Mimi kama mtachelewa shauri yenu, mimi nimeprospect, niko tayari. I have met, as we were taking photos with some ladies, there's a Range Rover that came there. I don't know which ladies those were. You saw that? You saw he came to say hi to me. I've already told him about BF Suma. We're having dinner with him today. And that guy, by the way, if you know who he is, he's a multi-billionaire. He's not even 45. He has a company that has employed 3,000 people. Now, if he's you call it downline. I will not ever meet the 3,000 people. But they will also be downline. You understand? I'm having dinner with him today. Now he has to sign. Hakuna excuse, kuna M-Pesa. Iyo. He's a young man. Kwanza he's there with his wife. Do you have some products here today? Hallelujah. Exactly. Yes, you see? Are we together? So please, write that list. Make sure they come in so that you help other people. Like now, imagine my daughter being one of my legs. See, you have to help her. Sindio? So bring other people who you have access to and then mweke chini na muendele juu. Are we together? Wisdom today guarantees tomorrow. Foolishness today guarantees tomorrow will never come. Let the sky be your fueling station. I didn't want to say tough things today. Afternoons, it's easy. Tomorrow, I'll give you now the leadership development and other things. But even when you're invited to a king's palace, I want to teach you a few tips. When you go and there's a buffet like that, like the guy I'm meeting, I have to eat proper as I'm eating with him because he's very proper. He's very what? Proper. When you go to the buffet, please do not let us down. We are all one team. I was here with lawyer Cliff Ombeta. He asked me, uko na hawa watu? Nikasema yes. Imagine if you had been misbehaving. Angesema, uko na hawa watu wana misbehave. So when you go to the buffet, I want to teach you a few things. You see, brown rice, white rice, Mexican rice. You are not supposed to taste everything. Are we together? Si ati, si tumelipia, si tumelipia, si tumelipia. No, 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 no. So you take kidogo, yes. You just take a little bit. And in fact, the first thing ukipatiwa soup is never supposed to be finished. With 3 buns, never take more than 2. That stage is not supposed to fill your stomach. It is supposed to prepare your stomach. So then the soup, hear me, you know the spoonier soup is the round hollow one. You don't scoop soup like this. You scoop it away. As BF Suma, when we go to London, we will not get lost. So you scoop it away. Si hata umemaliza unakata mkate mwisho unasugua sahani. No, 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 no. Are we together? And if they give you the towel, please, BF Suma, because now tumejulikana hapa, you are never supposed to put it on your neck. It's supposed to be on your laps. And by chance, you have a glass of wine. When they pour the wine, it's not supposed to be filled up. Atujajaza, no. There is red wine and there is what? White wine. The white wine, you take the slender glass. The red wine is the round glass. And when they pour, don't down it and say, ongeza ingine. No, 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 no. When they pour, you hold the glass towards light. You first hold the glass towards and speak to it. And you say, 69 was a good year. And then you bring the glass in a semicircular motion. Then bring it to your mouth, clasp your lips together, and take a sip and take it back to the light. Kama uwezi, back in a Henneken. You understand? You bring it like that. And then clasp your lips together. Take a sip, look at it, nod your head, and place it majestically. And then speak to the person you're speaking to. That is how some of you will get business. Oh. You understand what I'm saying? Did you hear what I say? And then when you are serving the food, serve in an educated manner. Njahe, cabbage, watermelon, soup. You are even walking like this and everything is going to fall. No, be nice and easy. You need to know the language and the behavior of a king, because you may have a good product, but because you carry yourself in not such a good way, they will reject the product because they have rejected you. Ladies, please hear me and hear me good. Even when you dress, can I go deeper? Dress according to your body. Because it looks good on her, it does not necessarily mean that it looks good on you. Are we together? Are we together? If you are vertically challenged, avoid polka dot things because it makes you shorter. Men, if you're also vertically challenged, avoid pinstriped suits and double breasts. It makes you look like the head is in a shopping basket. Are we together? Men, if you're wearing black shoes, the belt must be black. Women, when you're talking to a client, stop removing your lip balm every 3 minutes. Besides, it's also not healthy. Licking your tongue every time. You will lose a serious client because they will think you're flirting with them. And yet, that's not what you mean. Now, I'll give you the last topic for a man. Sir, please, can I use you, Mr. Bernard? Now, no, just you. Yes, yes. Now, we are both men. If I'm going to the governor's office, I want to give you a secret non-verbal communication. I am the one representing BF Suma, right? I have a product. When I shake his hand, if it's man to man, these places must connect. It shows power. And then when you say, thank you for having me, in a strategic way, make sure your hand is above his. It sends a message to his head that whatever I am offering, he will accept. Lakini you have to be not at how are you, sir? No. You have to be, thank you for seeing me at such a short notice. It's an honor to be here. The moment that happens, sales technique, it goes to his head. Whatever I have, he will take. Let a lady come. I give an example. Please let me. Thank you, sir. Yes, you can, sir. Now, for a lady, I know sometimes you have gone to people who have tried to come too strong on you. Right? But what happens? He's coming too strong on you, but yet is a potential, isn't it? So assume I'm the lady, come to me strong. I turn half width like that. The moment you remain like that, you're telling him, come on. So you turn and automatically he will let go of your hand because body-wise you have told him, don't come too close. Yes. So now it means you have not offended him, you have not abused him because you still want him to join your company. All right? Are we together? So it's such small things. When you invite a very potential client, please pay for the lunch. Pay for but because you know your pocket, if you have 2,000 shillings, don't order first. Let him order. Tell him, have anything you want. If he orders 1,200, the only thing you can have is water. Because we cannot get to a place you're embarrassed to cannot pay the bill, yet you're asking him to join BF Suma. Or why are you not eating? No, I'm on a diet. If you're a pastor, no, we are fasting. You understand what I'm saying? Pay for that's how you rope people in. Are we together? So ladies and gentlemen, see you at the fueling station, which is the sky. As we go to greater heights, we go to places that eagles dare. We are not going to hang around chickens. Do you know an eagle is the only animal that can look at a rabbit that is 3.2 kilometers away with clarity? The weight of the eye of the eagle is heavier than the brain of an eagle because vision is better than thought. And I believe we are all eagles here, ready to soar. And that's why we came to Mombasa. We took the best hotel. It's called Owning the Territory. God bless you.
A hearty clap, please. Wow. We are now owning the territory. I think it's been really. Have we had? Have we learned? Are we going to turn and are we going to shake the hand this way? I am sure each one of you has learned and have taken what they value best. We can't all take everything, but I am sure the points that he has given us, each one of us will take. Personally, I was impressed about the time keeping. When somebody gives you time, please observe, and the way you go there dressed already gives the impression as to who you are. Your first 3 words. When somebody greets you and says, Sasa, this kind of Sasa is limited to a few people, your associates, your friends. But wengine utaona, hata mtu ambao ana maana sasa, ni aje? The things that are too annoying, even to listen to. It does not matter your age bracket. What matters is how that age has worked for you. I believe we are all more equipped than the way we came. And greetings from all the African nations. They are watching this and they're enjoying. As Mr. Bulare puts it, when I sent my flyer, I received a few calls. People I respect quite a lot. And they asked me, do you mean you're inviting Mr. Blare? I said, yes. Are you sure you know him? I said, yes, I do. I didn't want to hear much more than that. And I think that kept me off this nonsense of trying to talk as to who he is, because that's a thought of somebody. And another one went further and even asked me, do you know he tested COVID? I said, yes, I know. So COVID is not a death sentence. He's already out of it. Na sasa mukikaa na yeye, are you sure not? I said, yes, COVID is not being carried everywhere. We are going to do the best we can. I received just 3 statements that would have told me. Then the third one was a little more cunning. He said, instead of paying him, na mimi pia niko kwa hiyo line, why don't you just pay me half what he asks? And I'll be there. Yes. Clearly. This, it takes guts. I think I have a very thick skin. I just look at and me, I've already made up my mind what I want to do. And that's the difference between those people who are easily challenged and easily. If you know what you want to do and what you want to achieve, stand firm. And stand so firm that nothing will shake you. Thank you so much, Mr. Blare. At a time that is after here, I wouldn't want to take a photo in this cloth with you, then watu watashangaa kwa nini nimevaa hivi. Mr. Black, if I take a photo with you, na watashangaa kwa nini huyu anavaa hivi. I'll look for a nice cloth and take a photo with you so that when they see the match, the president, madam, and the president, the man. That's a photo for a later day. Now, I want to ask all of you if we can just give him a very hearty clap. Can we stand up? Tumpatie ile ya kilo. Mr. Manda. I don't know where you practiced the kilo clap, but somehow let's practice to clap for him when he becomes a president.
Na mkaona na macho. Haya, sipiti hapo, fanyeni mikono hivi. Kuna mzee alikuwa anaitwa President Moi. Ndiye alikuwa anapewa makofi ya kilo nyakati zile. Si ni kweli? Tumpatie 3 mzuri ya kupendeza. 1 2 3 twende. Ngoja, kuna kitu nimesahau. Nikumbushe hiyo jina. Mr. Mblare.
Hiyo kikamba.
Robert. Tuko pamoja eh? Haya, Mr. Robert. Nitamuita Mr. Haya, 1 2 3 twende. Mr. Robert. Asante sana. Umebadilisha maisha yetu. Fungua. Thank you.
That is Mr. Manda in person. And I think now the next person who will be presenting to us will be Mr. BK. Now we are getting juice here. We are now getting to the top. The crowns and the senior crowns. And each one of them said, I will. So each one of them said, nitafanya hiyo kitu. So Mr. BK, please, we all welcome you. Karibu sana.
Thank you. I guess it's great to see you guys. Give me full screen, please. I want to show you one nice photo here. And the lady you are seeing in front there is my wonderful wife. many times, no. Full screen at the start, right there. Excellent. That's better comment. Thank you very much. The young lady you are seeing there is my wonderful wife. And in the house, I use her when it's dark to find anything. You understand? I courted her for 9 years. So RB, 9 years of courting. I don't know how long you have. And she's exciting. Okay? So besides God and God actually, the second person who comes in is that young lady. And then yesterday there was a joke somewhere, and I told them not to go that route. And they were saying in case somebody gets another girl. Now they were referring to me because I could see it clearly. In case I get another girl, then she is going to have to come and tell me that that now she is also getting another man. And you can tell I looked worried. Okay. Anyway, that is not the topic today. I'm excited about you. Uh, 21 years ago, I was called into network marketing. I didn't know that it was going to be this nice. I believe it's the best con anybody can ever come across. So what happened is that a friend of mine, I guess they had found I was broke. I'm realizing I'm not the only one who went broke. Seeing the young man who is here, I think he got broke at an earlier age. I got broke at an age you don't want to get to get broke. And it's like now, brother, going broke at this time. RB. It's like when you're going broke at this time. So I went broke, and it wasn't nice to have a beautiful wife and wonderful children. And the wife cries when you leave and cries when you come back. I don't know whether there used to be an interlude where she would relax. I think money is important. Somebody told me, Kasema, you talk too much about money. I told them yes, because I know what money did for me. Because you leave a beautiful lady crying, you don't want to find her crying. Anyway, I'd been in the bank. I did banking for many years. This I'm saying particularly because I'm not as popular as RB. I'm still growing. Kidogo kidogo tu. Tuko pamoja. So I did the bank, and I didn't do a lot of years in the bank. I did 18 years. And my boss called me one day, you can't believe this. And he said, Bernard, I don't think I can work with you. And me and that guy, we never had any love lost. I told him, I don't think I can work with you either. And that's how I went broke. Because sometimes you use some words, the consequences are there. And I went broke, and it was obvious when this guy found me and said it was network marketing, it wasn't going to be network marketing for me. I hated network marketing. But sometimes I think God talks to you when you are seated. Because I don't even know why I went that broke. Anyway, by the end of the talk, because I was invited in a class, and that time I'm sympathizing with this guy who invited me, I'm just wondering, how does a principal in a school like he was coming from do this nonsense? So what I do is, as I'm doing that, a young lady came up, gave a testimony. And I always think that lady is the mother to network marketing in this country. Because for 21 years, for 11 years before Madam Susan Onyancha came to the picture, for 11 years, I was undoubtedly the top distributor in any company. When we compare notes with her, I could pay her 3 times the time we met in 2012. You understand? Vidu vichenjanga. When I met her again, and that is January this year, we are seated, I see this money, and she is scanning. She is looking at me in the eye. And we had agreed right from this beginning, nobody is sponsoring the other one. She is looking at me and she is doing this. And I look at it and I panicked. And I realized if there is a company that can pay like this, I want to be part of that company. And I guess that's why you see me here now, isn't it? No apologies. No apologies. Take it from me. No apologies. Anyway, I was something else. You should have seen me when I was going to sponsor RB. You remember, Linda, when we were looking for RB? Eh? Lucy. Rather, Judy. Judy, you remember when we were looking for RB? So Judy works with Central Bank of Kenya. And I met her as a stranger, and we are talking. I guess when I shook her hand, and there was no COVID. When I shook her hand, I think I just went and she came. Okay? Anyway, now we started. And Judy has this young man. Hey, that young man. You can't believe he's a real cousin. I don't know, cousin or uncle. I didn't know the relationship between him and RB. RB, you may know a young man called Dan Kwedo. Is your cousin? Okay. Now, Dan, on a serious note, Dan never sponsored anybody other than RB's mom. So when RB's mom came, and we are seated and we are talking, she was okay. And then she even came with RB's daughter. So she's holding the daughter like this. The famous daughter, that time she was very small. 2015, 2016, isn't it, Judy? Anyway, fact is, this young man did not see that power because many are the eyes that look, but very few are the eyes that see. Okay? So you can imagine the disservice he did to me. Okay? And that's it. Long story short, today I'm going to show you this young lady. And as I speak for her, isn't it? We are here and I think we are coming to learn. And obviously we have had more than what we had bargained for, isn't it? Thank you very much for the speakers ahead. Kiplagat, I didn't know you are such a speaker. Where's Kip? I didn't know you are such a speaker. This young man is heavy, I tell you. And obviously, Madam Susan, you did very well. And then RB, you have outdone yourself. I think you are on some things that we can't explain. Okay? Now, I want to tell you that I'm excited about this. And I'm going to take a short time. I was supposed to talk about leadership. I didn't think that was the topic until I saw it in the morning. And I'm not very good in social media. When RB was asking what governor, what did what, RB, I'll tell you, I never even knew that you had COVID. Probably the only Kenyan who is getting is at news first class. I never knew that there was anybody against anybody because those things I don't get to. Me, a race I can finish. Social media, I can't finish. You understand? So I keep to my lane. So when it comes to a lot of WhatsApp, I only go, many times I read the WhatsApps that I want to read. Okay? So I saw it and I said, my goodness, leadership. And I said then we had better understand leadership because it was about qualities of a great leader. Then I said, why don't we firstly look at the leadership itself? And leadership is easy. It's just L-E-A-D. And to lead, you need to have some love. Did you know that? The L is about love. If you do not love, that people can tell you love, honestly, without faking, because there are people who say fake it until you make it. I tell you, make it, don't fake it. You understand? Make it from whatever level you are. And love is not anything to be faked. If you want to fake love, you are going to be faked. Are we together? So love is very important. If you are going to have a team, find a way of loving that team. Find a way of loving that team. And I don't mean that kind of love. I know men in the house, ladies in the house. I know the love people exercise. And especially because when you shake hands, you are just coming and coming. You understand? I want us to have a different kind of love. Okay? And the different kind of love is where you are looking people for whatever you are looking at people for whatever they are, not for anything else, for whatever they are. So you want to love them. You want to make sure that everything you are doing for them is deep from the heart, because people can tell things when they are coming not from deep in the heart. You see, there are two ways we can lead people when we are talking about leadership. You can only lead people through manipulation or inspiration. Manipulation is obvious. Sometimes giving money out is manipulation. You understand? Sometimes doing things when you don't mean it from the heart is manipulation. And you are just operating a radio W11 FM. What is innate for me? What is innate for me? And that comes in as fake. When you give, you don't want to be like an Indian giver. When Americans went and settled in America, the natives were Indians. And an Indian, if they gave you their blanket or they gave you anything, they needed it back. So they weren't giving you to give you. So obviously you don't want to be an Indian giver. You want to be the kind of giver who gives in order to give. Yaani unapeana kupeana. And when you give, you don't count. Hey, look at me. I give that guy 20K. Nothing. You're messy. And when you give, do not do what? Do not count. That is not love. Love is where you simply say, I'm giving, and I'm giving because I want to give. Love is where you love your team genuinely. Because when we talk about leadership, leadership strikes one thing about me about team. So now, the E in leadership is about enthusiasm. It's about passion. It's about the kind of thing that will make you feel very good. And one of the speakers here said we need to be a family. That we need to be. The key thing is edification. Do not be the kind of person who wants to be the one to be seen. And every time you are shooting the other person at the back and you are trying to say, I'm the best. And many times you are even praying for the other person to fail. Don't come with this nursery school standard 1-7 syndrome. Syndrome that, look, if the fellow today has stomachache, he can't attend class, and I'm the one to come out as a winner. Nothing. A marathon was run sometimes back, and that marathon was run by paraplegics. And these paraplegics, those people with small limbs, some legs, some things. So they were small children and they were running. And when they were running, one of them kind of missed a step or something. She fell and she started crying. The other ones went a distance up to the center. They looked, she was still crying down there. They came back and they locked hands. And they walked to the finish. It was the best marathon ever run. You understand what I mean? What we are looking for, guys, is not who is the winner. In our kind of business, there is no winner. It's a zero-sum equation. There is no winner. You won't come out and tell me you are better than me. In what? Are we together? What might be the difference is time. And if I'm nurtured properly, probably I can be there. Tuko pamoja? So you edify. And you don't come out and find people and start looking like you want to step on them, kick them on the mouth so that you lead. It doesn't come in like that. Are we together? So you want to make sure that does not happen. Edification means we are one family. Please learn to talk like one family. You can't come in, we are BF Suma, we are a very small family, and then we are fighting. You understand? We cannot do that. In fact, there's this oxen rule. And you find if you put oxes, places where there are lions, they have a way of wanting to defend themselves. The Maasais know this. They put their tails against one another. And one oxen will look this way, the other one will look this way, the other one will look this way. There is no lion that can get in there. Because the moment it comes, it's met with horns. And there is no way it's going to try to get in there. It will run away. But then, because of infighting, and because of things that are neither here nor there comes in a division. And what happens? One oxen goes this way, the other one goes this way, and guess what will happen with the lions? It will be a feast. They'll finish with that one, they come to the other one. They finish with that one, they go to the other one. What I'm trying to say here, it's time we grew up. Maturity in our kind of business is very important. It's not that I must win. It is that when you find somebody out there, do you know, Madam President, yes, she's a wonderful lady. She is my leader. Do you know, Manda, a great man, he is my leader. Why? Because whatever goes round comes. So we want to edify in order to lead. And then the A is about add on. Increase. Guys, let's increase. Let's not have poverty mentality. The numbers in Kenya are so many we can't finish. And today, I like RB's challenge. I was about to ask him, when did you join? Because it seems to have given the mother products and the mother light products to have taken time with the products. I would have wondered, when did you join? Seems to have a lot of knowledge on this business. Okay? Now, whatever time of joining or whatever case, there is a challenge that has been thrown to you. If you are the kind of person who just sits and a whole day goes, and then you don't even have the list he was talking about. And how do you expect to ever move on? And I could look around when he was talking. I looked around and he says, you see, I need a church, you see, and the numbers. And people were looking like they want the seats to go lower. They are looking like they want to go under. Why would you want to do this kind of thing? Take it as a challenge and tell him, RB, thank you very much for reminding me about my power. Are we together? Thank you very much for reminding me about my power. And out here, it's not even adding, guys. You see, J.C. Maxwell wrote a book one time. And in that book, he talks about a leader's math and a follower's math. A follower's math is addition. A leader's math is multiplication, and it was what was displayed here. You get one person, it's their mother, they are sick, then they introduce you to their son who has this, and then the whole story continues. Out here, guys, we have a chance with BF Suma. We have a huge chance with BF Suma. You may wonder why I joined in a hurry. I joined in a hurry because I knew this ship is going somewhere. And the only time you can catch a plane is when it's down, not when it's up there. And I wanted to catch it very fast. So add on. And then the D, the decision that you are going to make. The decision that you are going to make. And the decision is not that, you can still make that one, that I'm joining today. Any day you don't start this business as a star 2, I tell you, my friend, you are finished. Don't bask in past tense. Do not tell me what you used to do. It's like when you come in and you tell me what kind of meal you ate last Christmas. I'm not interested. Even the tummy is not interested in such a meal. Isn't it? You want to come out and say you renew yourself on a daily basis. Why are you renewing yourself? Because already you can see it. You have made a decision, and that's one quality about a leader. And a leader has to keep on reminding their people about where we started, Where are we going? So that, because in the process, you will find some people who won't see it. So you see, you make a decision, you get educated, you get determined, and find disciplined, and finally you do. Nike will just put a tick and say, just do it. Are we together? Okay. Now, once you understand that, you see, if you want to get to leadership, it's about fostering an understanding about reaching new goals and getting people interested. Can you find a way of getting people interested? I don't care how you do it. If you know how to somersault, somersault. Just make sure they are interested. I say hold their feet on fire. Ordinarily, fire will burn and people will not step on that coal and hold there. Tony Robbins used to put 240 degrees hot coal and then you tell you walk. And you see now what it is. If you are going to walk on that fire, somebody will hold on the legs, isn't it? And that's the truth about this. It's your work as a leader. It's your work as a leader. And one of the biggest qualities is how you can get people interested. In fact, I normally go beyond there. It's about how far you can get people committed. There's what we call, there was this farmer. And the guy wanted to have breakfast. And he had a chicken and he had a pig. And the chicken said quickly, if it's breakfast, I'll give you. It's simply an egg. And kwa kwa, an egg is down. The pig sat and said, for me to give you breakfast, it's a commitment. So it's not even, it goes beyond interest. And this is what I want us to do. Get committed. If you get committed to growing your team, that's one quality of a leader that is very important. And then inspiration. Like I said, inspiration. Not just motivation. Motivation is like bathing. You might find that you need it every other day. And if you can never motivate yourself from inside, and you are looking for motivation from outside, then probably you are in for a big deal. Inspiration. You want to inspire. You want to inspire so that people can motivate themselves from inside. How will you know that people are inspired? Because they will go for the results. But the best way to inspire is to set a good example. What kind of example are you? What kind of example are you? Are you the kind of person who wants to just tell people, go, go, go? Or you are the kind of person who says, follow. I'm right here. I'm ahead. There's nothing that will catch you here. You give them confidence. That's very, very important. If you follow this about leadership, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, even though I know I have some few minutes. Do I have some few minutes? Okay. Engineer told me how to spend time when you have, engineer, you said it was bullshit. You said BBB, bullshit, buffers, brains. I don't even know what it means. An army of sheep led by a lion will always beat an army of lions led by, and you are the leader. So when we talk about the qualities of a leader, a good leader, you must have courage. You must have courage. And basically, it's just that the ingredients, the first one I've said there is whatever it is, a guiding vision. You need a guiding vision because you must see it. When we talk about a vision is infinite. I'll be very clear with you here. Nobody achieves their vision in their lifetime. Nobody does. No institution ever achieves its vision. Vision is like if you are driving any direction you are going, you will always be seeing like the world is getting finished. You'll be seeing like it's just curving ahead and you move on. It's curving ahead. A guy called Friedman, he wrote a book and said the world is flat. Little did he know that the world curves as you move on. You understand? That is exactly vision. Vision you don't achieve. Goals you achieve. Why? Because they are definite, they have a date. And as a leader, you should be a vision caster. Always a vision caster. That is one of the qualities of a leader. And passion, enthusiasm. If you catch fire with excitement, people will come from a long distance to watch you burn. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, yes, definitely. And you can't afford to catch fire and hide it. There has to be excitement, enthusiasm. You are going to have it, and once you have it, people will follow. And then self-knowledge, my friend, candor and maturity. We want to have maturity. As you grow higher, it comes with responsibility. You are not going to tell me that you are a diamond leader and you are behaving like a star too. Are we together? If you become a leader, then you must behave like a leader. An event like this, surely. Why wouldn't you come on time? Why wouldn't you just make sure that you have a lot of your people in events? Because that's what we want to do. And that's not my topic. I know it will be covered elsewhere. Okay. So, very, very key. Your mind, your heart, your soul as a leader. The body produces a lot of chemicals. And that I was reminded when RB came out and decided to have a bonus, and he took me as an example, and I was saying, God, this is probably what God meant everybody to be. Do you know why human beings have survived over 50,000 years? Do you know why they have survived that much? It doesn't mean that there were no other animals. They were there. But human beings survive because they are social. You understand? They are social. Aki holding that hand like this, and there is a message. You understand? There is chemicals that we release in the body. The body releases chemicals completely. And these chemicals, that's why you want to be sleeping on time. Do not try to work as a watchman in the evening. It doesn't pay a lot. Okay? There is stuff we call endorphins. And those chemicals, what happens? Most of these chemicals will come from a place called pineal gland. Not that one. I know when you hear pineal, people are already now making guesses. It's somewhere under the brain, somewhere under here, the curve in there, pineal. And that gland will produce stuff like very seriously, and then the pituitary gland. And what happens? Endorphins. You see, like now, if you want to survive and work your business and move it, you need endorphins. Endorphins is the stuff that masks pain. You understand? That's why if you have like migraine, one time my wife had migraine. You remember she used to cry a lot? So we went to a guy, and this guy was a doctor. He told me, Mangenge told me, we are going to give her something. It has some. Do you understand? And I looked at it, we didn't have otherwise. Stuff that masks pain. Stuff that tells you, go on, go on. You understand? And that is good stuff. Only it can also be gotten from outside. And then again, it might even push you. Many people who push themselves because of that, they find that they have pains later on after 2 or 3 days. Okay. Now, because if you're athletic, you run, you'll do it. Are we together? And then there's dopamine. Dopamine is also another chemical, dangerous also. And dangerous because that one now, what it will do, dopamine, it will ensure that you have the energy. You see the enthusiasm that we are talking about? The energy. And I guess that's why you find people smoking things that you can't explain, the long ones. You understand? Especially when you go to Kissy. Are we together? And they are smoking it. Why? Because they want to have those feelings. All this stuff. Because you see, when you think, thoughts are electric. But what will get us going is the feelings. Especially when we come to setting goals. Dopamine plays a big role. Because, and this is where if you achieve it, you tick, you feel very excited. This is what you'll see footballers come together, they have dopamine. And as teams, we want to have that. But it must also be regulated. You understand? Just like any other drug, these ones must be regulated. And the stuff that regulates them nicely is serotonin. Serotonin also produced from the pituitary gland. And what serotonin will do, it will make sure that everything about you and the feel good and everything. And that's why I suggest you wake up early. Anytime you go beyond 6 and you have not woken up, you are depleting your serotonin. That's why, like tomorrow, we want to go out. But guys, we are in a very nice beach, isn't it? Don't sleep at this is the time for me to rest. That time you are not even resting. It's laziness, and you are now depleting your serotonin. That's why you find somebody waking up at that time na anakaa tu namna hii. Na ajui aanze lini, ajui atokee wapi. Serotonin is very important, and you need to have a lot of it in the body. Okay? Now, the final one, which is very important and which reminded me because when Arabi said shake hands, that one is called oxytocin. It's a love chemical. It comes from the heart. You understand? It comes from the heart. And this is where I think this COVID thing, it has been there, yes, but let me tell you, I don't respect it. Believe you me. I put on this thing because of soldiers, askari, policemen. And you can report me anyway. This one I put because of askari. You understand? I believe in immunity. Because when these fellows have made sure, have you ever noticed the most beautiful place in the face? It's the mouth. If you cover the mouth, they don't care. And then they tell you that you only have to do this. When will oxytocin ever travel? You understand what I mean? You want to be right there, and if you even look at business, sealing deals is when you shake what? Hands. Oxytocin. And you want to have oxytocin around you. Because that's when you bring a team close. And that is a huge quality for a leader. That's a huge quality for a leader. When you look at this, then you find those are important things to have. And once you understand them, you don't have to go on a high because of drugs. You can go on that because of what you can see, the dreams you have set, the kind of leadership that you have created. You will find you'll always be on a high. One young lady was asking, but BK, that time when you wake up, surely, when Prixie, I tell her, these things don't have to be done in the morning. Honestly, don't do them in the morning. You understand? Anyway, now, what it is, you want to make sure that you lead your team. And a team cannot be led by somebody who doesn't have a lot of stuff that is going around, isn't it? Now, I'll tell you this. In any fight, it doesn't matter the size of the dog in the fight. It doesn't matter the size of the dog in the fight. What matters is the size of the fight in the dog. It can be a small dog, my friend, lakini upate vita ni ile kali. We are starting as with our smallness. You understand? And from today, I don't want anybody to tell me about forever. I don't want anybody to tell me about GNLD. Ati tuangalie wanafanyanga nini. Tuangaliaji. I led these companies for 20 years. I was the top distributor. I'm the guy who knew all the owners and everybody. Now, how do I go ati nianze kusema tuangalie vile wanafanya? What I want us to do is to get confident. Each one of us knows we have the best product, isn't it? And we have the best plan. The only thing that we want to ask ourselves, do we have the best people? Do we have the best people? And if you are sure we have the best people, it starts with you. It doesn't matter the size. It matters what? The size of the fight. And I want to tell you, thank you. It's been great to be here. Madam President, thank you for organizing this. I didn't know you have that capacity. Give her a very big hand, this young lady. Thank you very much.
Ah. What do we say to BK? Thank you so much. Another hearty clap before you sit, please. Thank you so much. I think without much ado, I am that small dog. I'm that small dog, but the fight is real. The fight is real. Now, thank you so much, Mr. BK. I wish we had a week here. Would you plan to be back here for a week? Seriously? Oh, another question. Would you plan to be out of Kenya for a week? No. We are not going for holiday. Tuanze kujipanga mapema wa Kenya. Let me tell you, unless we set a date with destiny, we ain't going anywhere. We are excited for the moment, and if we don't have a plan that makes sure that this excitement goes on, then we will have lost it. It does not matter the amount of investment. What matters is the action that we take after this. And I'm counting on you to set the pace. I'm counting on you to have as many incentives as we can. Africa is united under one BF Suma. And I tell you, this dog here, this small dog, just watch it. Now, we'll talk about that another day, but for now, understand that this is our business and we are doing it our own way. And now the presenter for the day, the last presenter for the day, will be Mr. Albert Githinji. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much. Today has been amazing. My name is Albert Githinji, like you've heard, and all the presenters were wonderful. Don't you think so? Give them one more round of applause. Just so I don't forget, I'm supposed to talk about what? BK, that was amazing. Everything I know I learned from BK, except plus the mistakes that I'll make here, all courtesy of BK. Thank you very much. You're welcome. The topic today, I'm told we talk about personal development and personal growth. Very, very important. And I'll take the shortest time because I know we are tired and we need to swim when there's still sun. Don't you think so? And the most unique thing about personal growth and personal development is this: it's personal. And then because it's personal, when you have it, you are going to notice. When you don't have it, you are still going to know. You understand? It's like pregnancy. Whether you like it, once it happens, tutaiona tu. And tutaiona in your business, in your leadership. Do you understand? Actually, people ask me, why do we need this personal development thing in this business, BF Suma? And I tell them straight, look here. I'm told that every time you stand in front of people, especially your team, you cannot lie to them. One time, American President Abraham Lincoln said like this: you can fool some people all the time, and all the people sometime, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. When you are shallow, they are going to smell it. Best thing you can do is to become very, very, very. You have to grow. Years back, Alvin Toffler, he's a futurist. He was an author. He said like this: the illiterate of the 21st century will not be the people who cannot read and write. They will be the people who cannot learn and relearn. So sometimes when you come to a place like this, best you can do is probably forget that you know anything, and then become a sponge and absorb what we had from Burare, what we had from BK, what we had from Keep, every leader that stood around here. And guys, I know we've been to school, haven't we? And it's a good thing. But in our space, this one that we are doing, which is very unique, this is probably the only industry that is able to make the highest number of millionaires in the world today. What is happening is this. I'm told the single most important thing you get out of school is the ability to read. What you become after school depends on the books that you read and the people you associate with. And that industry we'll be talking about is called personal growth. And apparently, this is where one time, anybody who's heard of Jim Rohn, he said like this: to attract attractive people, you have to be attractive. To attract powerful people, you have to be powerful. To attract committed people, you have to be committed. Instead of going out there to change people, change yourself. If you can become, you can attract. Whether you like it or not, we are in a business of attracting people towards ourselves. We want to be the message that people want to follow. Sindio? So this unanimously we agree that we need to actually develop personally. I'm told that the 96 to 97% of all money being earned in the world is only earned by 3% of the whole population. I want to repeat that one just so you understand. 96 to 97% of all money being earned in the world is only earned by 3% of the world population. It means the opposite is true. Sindio? Which is 3 to 4% of all money being earned is earned by 97%. Then, by the way, I heard this from one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, and he said this. This is not by accident, by design. There's something that 3% know, the 97% don't know. And this thing is called personal growth. And to bring it home, this is a fact. I hope people understand this one, that I'm told this by many people, that you'll never make more money than you've grown. Is that true? You'll never make more money than you've grown. If anything, if you want to make more money above what you're making, you have to do the growing first. And that's what Burare said at one point. He said there was a young man who made over 300 million in lottery. And before he realized what happened, he doesn't have the money. Sindio? It's like water, it seeks its own level. You have to grow. And somebody also said like this: if you take all the money from everybody and divide it equally among everybody, sooner than you know, the money will find its way back to the people who had it. If you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, sooner than you know, it will find its way back to the people or to the pockets of the people who had it. Oh, so you agree? Okay, let's continue with this one. Now you're getting me. So now, I remember not long ago, there was this movie that was apparently, in quotes, overrated. It's called The Secret. I watched The Secret. Everybody watched The Secret. Did you watch The Secret, the movie? And then at one point we decided it doesn't work. And we discarded it. But that's not the message. The message inside there is there's a secret somewhere. But what was worrying for me when I listened to that movie is they said the secret was actually hidden. It was coveted. It was withdrawn from people like us. And was given to the 3%, the few. Do you understand? And I've seen it happen. I'm sure, engineer, you've seen this happen. That the 3% don't actually mix with the rest. If you are in Nairobi, you are going to see the people go to clubs. For example, Nairobi Safari Club or the golf clubs. Have you seen that one? And do you know there are rules there that basically don't make sense, but they are followed. And those guys are doing very well. I was in a golf the other day, and we are not supposed to talk when somebody is hitting the golf. Apparently, you're not supposed to go on in a t-shirt inside there. So what's the association between t-shirt and making a lot of money? You don't have to understand it, but it works. Do you understand? There's something these guys know that the majority don't know. It's called personal growth. Now, unfortunately, there is no school called the School of Personal Growth. It's a personal journey. Now, there is no specific school now that we know that one. So how do we get to go through personal growth? I can tell you honestly, when I came in this company, I was from 2 other companies and I was not doing very well. But I remember all the leaders I've had, including BK and Brexit, they always said read books. They always had a book. And I read books. And by the way, when you start reading books, you expect results immediately. I'm sorry, they're not going to come immediately. Okay, somebody want to listen to me from their phone. That's not even you. Somebody who just went to online. No worries, itatoka. So now, and I remember this book written by Napoleon Hill called what? Think and Grow Rich. And every leader, every mentor I've had, they say they read this book for enough times until now they changed. And something interesting about that book is somewhere it goes like this. He says, Napoleon Hill says like this: when the money starts coming, it comes so fast that you start wondering where it has been through all these linears. So I'm remembering I was in the first company for 8 years part-time, and the highest I made was 120,000 one time it went. Then I went to the second company for about 5 years. The highest I made was 180,000 it went. Just one time. Then I come here and I'm in a million and it's not going anywhere. And I want you to understand that it's the same person. Don't you think so? The first company, the second company, isn't it? But in the process, something I did, because as they said, read books, I read books. I never knew it was going to the subconscious mind. So how are we supposed to, because you're here not by accident. You're here because you are leaders. We are leaders, we have people behind us, isn't it? We need to take them through the personal development journey. Otherwise, itakuwa kazi mingi sana. It will be like taking a duck to the school of eagles. It will never learn. It will just squawk and poo on you. It will never become anything. So my message is what? Our people need to read books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. They need to read a book like The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson. You told me to read that book, Bernard, a long time ago. When I was very broke, and you said read that book. And I don't know how you knew I was broke, because I never told you. But I read the book. Okay. Yeah. So simply means there are things you cannot hide. Don't you think so? When you have something, we are going to see. When you don't have it, we are going to know, right? There's another book called The Magic of Thinking Big. There's a book like what I'm reading right now, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. There are all those books written by millionaires. They have the word million. Buy all of them and read them. You understand? Honestly, we all want to get ahead. We want to make all this money. But you're not going to make it until we grow to a level where we can attract that kind of money. Making myself clear? It's personal growth. And now, when you undertake the journey to personal growth, then you're going to understand a few things, and I'm almost finishing. You will understand that everybody, and this was said by Albert Einstein, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will forever live its life thinking it's stupid. So it simply means when you've worked on yourself, then you have a way of looking at your team and only choosing to see their potential and pulling them up. When you undertake the journey personally, something else happens. You are going to use the word of Goethe, and he was a German poet, and he said like this: look at the man the way that he is, he becomes worse. Look at him as if he were what he could be, then becomes what he should be. All the leaders that we have in our team could become something. And I'm told faith comes by hearing, and it is us to tell them sometimes. And that way, when we tell them and they believe in it, I'm told sometimes you have to believe in other people's belief in you before yours kicks in. So when you tell your team what they want to hear, what they can become, they start believing. When they believe, it goes to their subconscious mind. They attract what you just planted in them. Making sense? All right. I'm sure, brother, you are agreeing with me big time. All right. And this Albert Einstein, I don't know why it's called Albert like me. You know Albert Einstein? I think he's a guy who had undergone serious personal development. He was a genius, of course. And the story goes like this. One time, he had a driver, chauffeur, who was taking him everywhere. And because the driver had gone with him so many places and had everything, the guy did a presentation. All the universities, the driver was there, sitting. So you'd sit at the back. So because nobody would actually tell exactly who is Albert Einstein, he used to switch places. It's in repetition. Call the driver, you are doing the presentation today. So one time he's in the university doing a presentation and there are serious professors listening and taking notes. One of the professors asked a very technical question. The driver could not answer that question. But he played that around like this. He said, but that's a very simple question. My driver right there can answer it. And the driver now was supposed to be the Einstein. That's how he won. I mean, if he was a dunderhead, if he'd not gone through some personal development, actually it was a sellout. Don't you think so? Because kama angesema, I cannot answer that one, and then I would have figured out something has been a joke. That joke is not known. Personal development. If you work on yourself, you know this, that you have to be willing to do today what others are not doing for you to be having tomorrow what others will not be having. Coming to Mombasa is a commitment. We committed time, which is once time has passed, it will never come back. So you committed that one, but you also committed resources, senior. And when you actually go through personal development, which you need as a leader, and that was the topic that just went. This is what happens. The Kawal says, wolves don't lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. Trust you me. If you've not done the journey of personal growth, obstacles are coming your way. Among them are people talking about you. Like Burari, and whatever they say is never present. I actually, the present things, you'll never hear them. The unpleasant ones, ndizo zitakuwa nyingi sana. And there are several ways of dealing with them. Sindio, you can ignore which is a little tall of an order, but you can actually commit suicide. It's another option, right? Because some of it is way too deep. Well, people have committed suicide. It's an option they took. But you can decide to grow above them and become stronger and better. Sindio. But then someone told me that, like a president, like a Kenyan president, he has like half of the country that loves him and half that hates him. You are not even there yourself. So when a few people are talking about trash about you, best you can do is move on. You understand? Okay. Actually, it comes with size, and the greater the individual's potential for success, the greater the adversity the individual will have to experience. Mary Kay. So now I know there are people who have not gone to the very top, but they still have challenges. And I'll tell you this, they are equal to what you can become, according to Mary Kay. So don't think it's a journey, it's a bit or two like that. There will be obstacles in your way. Embrace them. If they are this size, guess what? The potential is the same size. Do you understand? And focus on the right things. And I'm almost finishing like this. No problem can be solved from the same level of conscious that created it. We all, before we came here, I heard people say they were broke. Okay, you were broke one time. And you warned us that it's dangerous. It's okay to be broke. Okay, never okay to be broke. But at some age, it's dangerous. Because if you're not careful, if you've not worked on yourself, you might not recover at some age. You could just go down the drain. You understand? So for that reason, we need to enlist help. We need to change our mindset. Because if, for example, right now, and I've seen this enough times, have you seen watu wako na ideas mzuri, they have solutions to everything in words, but they don't become anything, everything. Do you have some people in the team That they know that one. Actually, they come very strong. Some of them come to me and say, I'll go to Othaya, then I'll do a radio station in Nyahururu, then they have all the ideas. And I gave some money to do a radio, 8,000. They did not produce one PV. Then I realized, wait a minute, ideas don't equal to the results. Sindio? Hardly ever. So, no problem can be solved from the same problem level of consciousness that created it. We have to actually go through the books. Listen to people who've been there before and done it and use their formula, because it is a formula. You are going to advise yourself. You're into problems, but you have the solution. Why are you in the problems to start with? Making sense? Personal growth. And of course, when you do the personal growth, you'll understand that we need to take action, because you'll never win if you never begin, according to Helen Lorad. Let me finish like this. Years back after high school, okay, maybe that's not where I should start. The story goes like this. Anybody who is from Mombasa and they have never been to Nairobi yet? Okay. This is leadership. I know they've been everywhere. But we have people in our teams in Mombasa, but they have never been to Nairobi. Okay, this is how I came to Nairobi, to Mombasa first time. I came to Mombasa the very first time in a lorry. My uncle was a truck driver. So, and he had a tan boy. So there's a small bed that is right behind here, cabin. And I slept there, and they drive at night. Okay, I told people I came to Mombasa. True, I came to Mombasa. Then, I don't know where we went, because we arrived at night. By the port or something. The only thing I remember is tuliliwa sana na mosquito. And then I was sleepy and tired. And the next thing I'm realizing is we are in Nairobi, because we slept all through. But if you ask me before that one to say I was in where? In Mombasa. The only time I came to Mombasa, and Mombasa is important because you go around the world, people ask you, do you know Mombasa coast? I came in here last in 2019 October in SGR, courtesy of Madam President, and it was me and some people in my team. Kimani, you are not there yet, but some people were there. And I came to Mombasa and I could see a little, I enjoyed it, stayed in a good place, went back to Nairobi. Then that time it was SGR. Then after that, it's been every month on the airplane. Okay. It may look like ordinary, but for me that is huge. For me, it's not even huge. When I tell that story to the people in the team and my friends, they cannot believe it. When I came in here, I was walking and I was staying in a place called Kijabi. In 3 months, I bought my first car, a Prado. The other day, I was awarded another Prado. You remember that one? Now I have a Range Rover. Those are the new cars. In 1 year. Is it the business? Is it kuangukia? Is it you are lucky? Si ukue uangukie ukiwa umefanya personal development, you know a few things that you can stand in front of people and tell them, yes, we can secure the future, and they want to follow you. Because people don't join BF Suma, they join you. Did you know that one? If you don't have substance, utaongea sana. Yeah, I understand. You have to know how to communicate, so read the books, but also have some results that people want to follow. So what is my message today? 1, you are not going to make more money than you've grown. Want to make some more money? Grow some more. It's a fact. My aim is 2021, I'm going for 5 million every month. Why? Because other people have done it. I've seen Manda do it enough times. And Manda is a person like me. Manda ulkona deni yangu na tuko WhatsApp. Thank you very much. Leo. Yes. Thank you. I'm going for that money. I have the strategy already. But better still, much of the work is not out there. It is where? Because if you can become, you can attract. This is a secret. By the way, Kimani Wanderi, when I was staying in Thika Road. We used to come to Nairobi in the morning and I pick him because he was not driving. Is it okay to say that? But now you're driving my first car that you bought from me. So, and by the way, you also got a car from the company. Congratulations. Now, when we used to come, it was 8:30 and we are on Thika Road. 8 a.m., 8:30, we see people hitting golf at Muthaiga Golf Club. 8 a.m. Na sisi tuko kwa jam. Then we figure out these people are driving the best cars. These people are living in the best estates. These people probably own the company that has employed you. That's why you're in the jam trying to get that company. Then I'm thinking there's something these guys understand that we don't. And they could be hitting that golf. I don't know. It will be the deal that they make at 8 a.m. in the morning. Like you said, waking up early is very important because of those chemicals we need to produce. Besides, waking up early, you have another advantage of your day. I don't know. You don't have to know. I was listening to Bob Proctor and he said like this, I don't understand electricity. What I know, it can cook dinner, but it can also cook the man. So I don't have to understand what it is that these guys are doing. What I need to know is, does it have results? If it does, follow. Which means now, Job, I'm also joining a club, golf club, because I need to know what do they say inside there. You understand? And by the way, if you try and pick chungulia uko ndani hizo magari, you get that these millionaires have a book they are reading. By the way, these people, they don't even listen to news. Watch news? They are the news. Have you noticed that one? Because you say about ati pesa yetu ya COVID iliibiwa. Wale wanagoga golf. Hiyo wengine ndio walikuwa wako ndani. They are the news. Na wewe pesa yetu yako ilikuwa ngapi hapo ndani? Let's meet tomorrow. It's been amazing talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think every presenter here has done the best they can, given the short notice and also the time that we have. I want to repeat some of the things that we have heard today, and each one of you, I'm sure, has taken something home. Now, you forgot to mention that the power of subconscious mind is me who gave you. You only remember to mention the rest of the people, but you forgot to mention that. Please sometimes remind me the things that I have done. Thank you. Remind me the things that I have done, because it's in reminding people that you understand that I am also walking in the journey of making leaders also understand that we all must be leaders before we can lead. Because you are either being led, and the moment you now start asking your downlines, hii kitu tutafanya nini, you are lost it all. You ain't going anywhere. Read until there's no book remaining. There's no time you don't find me with a book. There's no time. I look for the secret in every book that I read. Nikiona inachokesha, naweka koma hapo, nachukua ingine. Because sometimes you look for what you are trying to find in that book, you can't find it, but you see another book, you start working on it. But the beauty is that there is no book that you will not pick something that you can go home with. I have read enough books. I am still reading enough books. I listen to a lot of people talking, but the worst that I do is that when I listen to understand. And I listen with a very clear mind. When I read a book, I'd rather read 3 chapters and put it aside if it's just I'm reading for the sake of reading. I have come this far. Tomorrow we shall be talking about many other things, but the day has been good, isn't it? It's been good, eh? Even if we've taken longer and we are this late, but this is not late. This is 5 o'clock. You can still swim when there's a sun, and each one of us has had good time here. Once again, I really want to appreciate the presenters for today. Don't take this event for granted. It's cost us over 1 million to be here. Over 1 million. Yani, I just want you to think what is 1 million. Besides everybody paying that, there are expenses for this hall, there are expenses for other things. But I count it a joy when I can do something. I'd rather pay the price of making you understand that I mean well for you than not paying the price of having you become the leaders who I want. Kenya must continue leading. There's no amount of money that can deter me from undertaking an activity like this. We are going to set standards. And as we move on, we are going to find ourselves neighbors wherever I benchmark. I say, kujeni, hapa kuna land. Mr. Blare, thank you very much for declaring that you're going to be my neighbor. I did not see it coming. The other people who have also said they are going to be my neighbor, and that's the power of imagination. The next time you hear of a villa that's meaningful, it will be outside Kenya, and in particular, it will be New Jersey. That's where I'll be getting my second villa from the company. The founder sent his personal greetings, and he said he's waiting for the COVID period to be over. He can't wait to visit Kenya. Just imagine that. The founder cannot wait to visit Kenya. A dream that has been carried by this dog. This small dog, I can tell you, and I'm not about to let it go. I'm passionate about what I'm doing until you all become my neighbors, wherever it will be. Because for sure, we are going to have neighborhood in BF Suma. That is the next phase for the company, where they will buy land and we will all be given a chance to become neighbors. And that will, yes. Hey! Hey! Hiyo ni kweli. It's true. That was communicated to be by Miss Lillian, that they have that as one of the projects that they will undertake sooner than later. BF Suma. They had thought of Nairobi. Then they even thought of Mombasa. In actual fact, I remember they spoke with the Kiplagat. Isn't it, Mr. Kiplagat? They spoke with him about getting a land in Mombasa. They also spoke with me. But somehow this COVID issue has slowed down that. But we are now picking and we are now getting back on tracks. There are better things that are coming. You ain't seen it yet. You ain't seen it yet. There are bigger things that are coming. And now you can just brace yourself and get to know we are just about to take off. Taking off means having the first 50 people get over 1 million. That's my mission. The first 50 people get over 1 million, regardless of where they are, because you cannot limit network growth. So I pray that each one of you works up and wakes up to that challenge. Are we ready? By the way, who wants to make a million? Who wants to make a million? Ngojeni niwauliza. Do you know when you make a million, things change? I don't think you understand. Nionge 10 million. That's okay. Start somewhere. Oh, yes, 10 million already. Mikono. Let me tell you what happened when I became a millionaire. They called me when I was outside New Stanley, and they told me that the first bonus, we have reached the million mark. I was outside New Stanley. Siku hizo hakukuwa na simu za maana. Then, outside New Stanley, I receive a phone call. Then what do? Ati, mimi, milioni. Una hakika hiyo ni pesa yangu? I repeated. Then that's what the lady told me, yes. And I told her, send me a message. Before she could send me a message, I remembered that I had simply announced in the crowd there, I'm a million yangu. I now decided that I must pretend I'm a mad woman for these people not to follow me. What came into my mind is one thing, just a song. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. That time, I was scanning the quickest escape road. I simply got in a toilet and I went and I sat. Then I started making calls. This has never left my mind because it was the first thing I had. I'm a millionaire. The worst thing I remembered, could it be April 1st? I froze. I said, I think these people have cheated me. But the story be told, from 100 shillings, that's what I was worth. Now, I am. And as the dollar changes to 105, believe it, the poverty rank is 10 million na nimemaliza hiyo chapter. I step to be